Well, hi everyone, it's Ron Vaillant. Hope you're having a great day. In the previous video, the afterthoughts of the federal election, it ended by stating that WEXIT is now a real thing. And that's what this video is about. It's Peter Downing, the founder of WEXIT, and he is speaking to a rally crowd in Edmonton, the first one after the federal election. This movement has absolutely exploded. Now, before I even ran as a candidate for the PPC in the federal election, I knew that this issue was at hand. And that's why I gave it all I could in order to be able to give Canada an opportunity, as well as the other PPC members. But now things have changed. The people who voted in the federal election, who voted for the mainstream parties, have voted for the destruction of Canada one way or the other. So the reason why WEXIT is going to be successful in many ways is because Alberta is being cornered. Towns are absolutely being decimated. You have Drayton Valley. Half of the retail spaces are closed. Thousands have left the area. You've got Lloydminster. 25% of the homes are almost under foreclosure. So out of just sheer necessity to survive, Alberta is going to gravitate this way. So it's a real thing now, and you'll see with this video. The crowd basically there, well, before the federal election, there was about 100 people attending a meeting like this. Now it's just ballooned. This one here had over 1,000 people wanting to attend. Calgary has ballooned as well to those kind of numbers. They'll probably be even bigger. If I was to estimate how many people would vote for Western separation at this point in time, I'd say probably 20%. But that is fast going to change in the future. A lot of people are starting to look at this way here now. It all depends on how credible the whole WEXIT movement is and if people can back it. Now, an interesting thing that happened to me is this week I was contacted by a fellow who's involved with a group of businessmen and lawyers, and the fellow had come across the Caribou Recovery video, and that was new to him about UNDRIP. So we talked about it and the issues at hand, and they were going to go and look at that. And what they wanted to do was they wanted to formulate their own paper to bring to Peter Downing. Not just mom and pops, involved in this. You're talking, big people are getting on board with the whole thing too. It's for our very survival now. Okay, so get on to it here with the video, and yeah, check it out. Notice the Edmonton Eskimos jersey and the beer in hand and the ball cap. Only in Alberta.
It's 4 o'clock. We have packed this place to standing room only, pretty much.
Go Peter Downing!
That already fell off. I'm cursed with technology, whether it's in the private sector, in my current work, or it's the public sector where I come from. I spent a couple of years with the Canadian Armed Forces, 9 years with the RCMP. So there's a gentleman over there who wants to know the plan. We're going to get to that. I'm going to give you a plan. You're going to get a plan. We're all going to get the plan. You're going to see what this is about. First things first, let's start calling out where people are from. I'm going to start on this side of the room, and I want you guys saying where you're from. Let's go. Grand Prairie! Edmonton! Louder! Let's go louder, louder, louder! Guess where we're all from? Alberta! Before we get going, we know we're coming up on Remembrance Day. We feel blessed, I feel blessed to live in Edmonton, in the home of the fiercest warriors on planet Earth. 1 VP, PPCLI, 3 VP, PPCLI, fiercest soldiers on planet Earth, and guess what? We're going to take care of them once again. I see somebody looking down, one of my former colleagues from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Best people in the world. We've got constables, auxiliary constables, again, people who take care of the community, auxiliary constable program, people who take care of the community who don't want a single cent except to keep the lives of Albertans safe. On this side over here, we have Dr. Michael Wagner. Again, for anybody who wants to say it's rednecks it, I say this. Redneck is our term for ourselves. And if you're not from Alberta, and you're not from Western Canada, you're nothing but an Alberta-phobic, bigoted, racist, anti-Western hate monger. Dr. Michael Wagner, PhD in political science from the University of Alberta. He's selling books over there on the history of Western separatism, Alberta separatism. The roots run really deep here. Obviously, we're dealing with Justin Trudeau. We're dealing with Trudeau #2 again. To get some history on that, again, this goes really, really deeper than, again, many people here who lived through Pierre Trudeau #1. Again, over there. We're selling great merchandise. And for the merchandise, just so you guys know, we sell it at cost. We sell it virtually at cost. This is so that we can see oil field workers slapping WEXIT Alberta stickers on their helmets. To say to Trudeau, enough is enough and we're done. It's for the farmers who don't know the crops coming in and the overtaxation and the carbon tax. It's for the small to mid-sized oil producers who tell me, Peter, again, it's coming down, the carbon tax is going to level our operations. For the folks who work for Encana, who are going south of the border right now, or for Husky Energy, who were laid off, 200 people the day after election. We remember Remembrance Day coming up, but I just want to take off hats and have a moment of silence for the Albertans who, for despair, have taken their lives due to the unemployment. For the families who are hurting out there, we have not forgotten you. We have not forgotten you. We got a Prime Minister in Canada here who welcomes with open arms 16-year-old Greta Thunberg and her climate nonsense. Everybody tells me they're handing out communist pamphlets, Peter. They're handing out communist pamphlets at that event. But you know what? We have enough 16-year-old girls in this province whose dads are out of work right now. And we've got a government in Ottawa, we've got Justin Trudeau, sock guy, all that kind of stuff, who doesn't care. He does not care about you, he does not care about me, he does not care about our future. You know what? We're going to take it back right now, and I'm going to lay out that plan for you right now. I want to commend the Boot Scoot and Booty Hall and Tara Lynn and all her staff today. Let's give her a big round of applause. We've got Hard Knocks Brewery here. My favorite new beer is Grunt Work, made right here in Black Diamond in Alberta. Raise your glasses to all Alberta industry. I want to thank the pioneers of the Alberta separatists, the Alberta independence, the Alberta sovereignty movement here. We've got folks who ran as candidates before when separatism or independence wasn't cool. We've got people right here who founded different parties, who ran, again, too numerous to talk about. But again, I just want to give a round of applause to everybody who ran under the mantle of Alberta separatism in the last election. You guys over there. Barry Stephenson, who's been in the movement since before separatism was cool. We got Sam Bell from the Make Alberta Great page. Again, type in on Facebook, Make Alberta Great, guys, blow him up right now, give him 1 billion new likes. This kid is talented. This kid right there, super talented, drove up from Calgary today. We got folks who ran in the last provincial election under the UCP banner. We see folks again here. We got Gucci and Garcho over here. We've got people again for the immigrant communities. Again, everybody's behind this movement. Whether you're in private sector, public sector, labor, you're the workers, you're immigrants, indigenous communities. Again, for people, tight-knit communities to know that they don't have to work 3 extra jobs. 3 extra jobs and they get to keep more of their own money. We get to keep the $50 billion in taxation that we send to Ottawa for nothing good except their noses up and their thumb down on us, keeping us down, when right now we've got the ability, our door to economic liberty, social stability, and Alberta self-determination. The door is locked from the inside. Let's open that door. To our Indigenous friends and neighbors right now, WEXIT Canada, again, WEXIT Canada, WEXIT Alberta, I'll talk about it in a bit. We are Indigenous and non-Indigenous Albertans and Western Canadians committed to economic liberty, social stability, and Western and Alberta self-determination. We would never in a million years ever tolerate something called the White Guy Act, the Black Guy Act, or the Muslim Guy Act, but we tolerate something, apparently we're told to tolerate something called the Indian Act. The Indian Act that keeps our Indigenous friends and neighbors under the thumb of Ottawa, to own their land, to expropriate their resource, and put people in place. Again, we've got sneaky politicians on the non-Indigenous side. Again, there's lots of good Indigenous politicians too, but some are sneaky as well. And they live high off the hog, and politicians living high off the hog when there's no drinking water right now. No clean drinking water for First Nations in Alberta. And I got my friend, Virginia Bruno, sitting right in the front here and invited me up and said, Peter, come out, come look at Cold Lake. The snake, you hear crying? You hear it? The snakes, the bugs, the mice in the dirt, and broken systems, and they don't have clean drinking water. Guess what? It's not happening anymore. We're going to separate, and we're going to fix this problem. So, without further ado, the plan. Everybody wants to know what the plan is. We're announcing right now a watershed and a new reality in Canadian politics right now. Monday morning, we are going to be filing our application with Elections Canada for the official registration of WEXIT Canada. We are going to do for Western Canada and Alberta in particular what the Bloc Québécois does for Quebec. But the only difference is we are cutting the parasite of Eastern Canada off from our necks. We are cutting this parasite off from your wallets. We are cutting this parasite off from your life savings. We are cutting this parasite off from the future of your children and your grandchildren. Has everybody heard Susanna coming up and talking earlier on? The threat of socialism and communism is very, well, guess what? Not on our watch. How do we leave? So the new political reality, other than just registering a party and doing for Western Canada what Quebec, the Bloc Québécois, some have called us the Bloc Redneck-Wa, and that's okay. That's our term for ourselves. If you're not from here, you're just an Alberta-phobic, racist, anti-Western bigot. That's all you are. Right now, we already know, before even the registration of WEXIT Canada, we know that there, just so you know, folks, you got to get this and get this into your head. It's going to take a while and into your heart. But you've already got over the heartbreak of the election, despite what Justin Trudeau has done. His ethics violations, his talking about, you know, a woman experiencing it differently, talking about elbowing and talking about firing strong women who opposed him and taking care of a company like SNC-Lavalin, who paid for Muammar Gaddafi's son to deal with escorts all across this country. Blackface. The nice thing about blackface and all the things he's done is that nobody can ever hold us account again, because the media, again, there's great media here, but editors have given Justin Trudeau a free pass. Well, guess what? We have no more fear anymore. No more fear. We already know in Eastern Canada, there is an aging population, the baby boom generation. Not all of them have a whole bunch of kids. They're about to pull out, they're about to withdraw, they're about to retire from, from work, paying the highest level of taxes they would paid, and right now they're going to start drawing down on social services. Again, Ontario, Quebec, Atlantic Canada, we know it. Into the industrialized fishery industry taken away. I've been with the military, served across the country. Again, God bless all our soldiers. Glad to even know you guys. But again, Eastern Canada, Atlantic Canada, nice people, but they collect a welfare check. Does anybody here want to sit around for the rest of their lives and collect a welfare check? No. Does anyone here want to sit around for the rest of their lives and be dependent on government? No. Does anybody want to let Justin Trudeau, or somebody worse, rule you and the future of your children and grandchildren? No. Hell Hell no!
Hell no!
Where's my cheerleader? The West wants out!
The West wants out!
The West wants out! The West wants out! The West wants out!
The West wants out!
Yeah.
What she said!
There will never, again, this is the new political reality. There will never ever be a Conservative Party of Canada government elected ever again to govern in Canada. The increasing liberalization in the eastern part of the country who just wants to be taken care of. They want to be taken care of off of the backs of your tax money. They want to be taken care of off the backs of your hard work. They want to be taken care of off the backs of your insecurity and not knowing where your next contract's coming from. Whether we're private sector or public sector, talking about the insourcing of our services creates a better labor market for all of us. A better labor market for all of us. And again, this isn't a left-wing movement, a right-wing movement. This isn't a brokerage party. Our job, number one, is to take care of Western Canadian interests ruthlessly and effectively. So we know that there will never ever be a Conservative Party of Canada government ever elected again. And all we're doing with WEXIT Canada is we're nailing that nail, right, the final nail in the coffin. Yes. We are going to be more successful than the Reform Party of the 80s and the 90s. Right. We are going to elect a slate of up to 104 WEXIT Canada members of Parliament all across the 4 provinces.
104!
So, the political conditions have already been set right now for the imminent. WEXIT Canada has now gone thermonuclear. The conditions are now, thermonuclear. The conditions are now set for the imminent separation of Alberta, and here's how. The Conservative Party of Canada members of Parliament who know that they will never ever form government again, the Western Canadian ones, Alberta in particular, parts of Saskatchewan, parts of BC, but again, the Conservative Party of Canada members of Parliament, and I've heard some former members of Parliament here today, they understand the electoral math, and you understand it. We're going to start paying attention to politics like we pay attention to hockey and CFL football here.
Go Snaps!
I learned that from my Indian friends, my friends from India. They treat politics like we treat hockey. We're going to start treating politics like we treat hockey and football. Whether you're from Alberta, another part of Canada, or outside this country, we come to Alberta because it's the best place on planet Earth. It is the only physically rat-free jurisdiction in the world. Guys, we're now going to make it snake-free by getting rid of fictitious politicians. And we're going to make it leech-free by cutting Eastern Canada off. We're going to, and then we'll talk about the Great Wall of Manitoba. We're going to talk about building our pipeline east and making Quebec pay for it by having choice in health care for all the older, sicker people in Quebec. Instead of going to the USA to get their health care not die while in line, they're going to come to Alberta. They're going to come to Edmonton. They're going to come to Mazikowski. They're going to come to Cross Cancer, Stollery, all that stuff. We're going to have the best health care in the world by choice and keeping our money right here at home. For those Conservative Party members of Parliament right now, you have a choice to make. You have a choice to wait until the next election, which can be in less than 18 months, and get your butts kicked by WEXIT Canada. Or you can cross the floor in accordance with the will of your constituents and be the first ever WEXIT MPs ever. Make history. Because of this, right now this is the will of your constituents, all the Conservative members of Parliament right now. We respect you, the doors are open right now, but the reality of this, and you got to follow your constituents because the West wants out. The West wants out! The West wants out! The West wants out! Let's go further than that, because I already having talks, great talks with people. We're going to see some members, Conservative members of Parliament, sooner or later, very soon, they're going to cross the floor. We're going to have the first WEXIT members of Parliament in Ottawa, kicking down the doors of Ottawa, creating havoc and chaos, again, to repeal Bill C-69, C-48, the carbon tax, equalization programs, unfair Senate, unfair representation. Open it up, treat us like an equal, or guess what? We're just going to turn back and say, guess what? Alberta group. Guess what? Sovereignty group here in Alberta again, because that's going to happen. They're not listening. Let's get that referendum on separation right now. Jason Kenney can do it on Monday. Jason Kenney, Premier Jason Kenney. You were elected, Mr. Kenney, in April of 2019 to be Alberta's most pro-Albertan, fiercest Premier ever. Your proposal for a referendum on equalization and a listening tour doesn't cut it. Doesn't cut it when over 100,000 Albertans have lost their job. Doesn't cut it when Justin Trudeau is threatened to deindustrialize our whole industry. Doesn't cut it with the increase of suicides. Doesn't cut it with the public servants who have to take a past pay cut. Doesn't cut it. So you got a choice right now, Mr. Kenney. I say this with all respect. I met you twice in the past before. No personal animus to you whatsoever. But anybody who stands in the way of Western self-determination, Alberta self-determination, you're our enemy and we're going to run you over. Jason Kenney has a decision to make. My fellow Albertans and folks from Saskatchewan. Jason Kenney has a choice to make because he knows the Conservative Party of Canada is never going to win government again. There's rumors out there, he's never said it himself, but there's rumors that he wants to be the Prime Minister of Canada. This is why the soft pedaling, the speaking French on election night, all that kind of stuff. He's got a choice to make. Be the first president of Alberta.
Time to nut up!
Be the first president of Alberta. Lead us all out here. Mr. Kenney, we're waiting for you. Lead us into the promised land. Make Alberta the best place on planet Earth. Because, I'll tell you, sir, with respect, and this is the electoral math, the reality is we're running our federal operations. We're staying out of the way of the provincial operations. But there's enough people in this room who are going to form a political party, an Alberta First political party at the provincial level. They're going to form a provincial political party that's going to put referendum on the ballot right away when they win. And you know what? For our people who are going to hurt, they're going to keep hurting. They don't care. We don't care about romantic feelings about Canada, romantic feelings about federalism. We don't know how we're going to get our kids through school. We don't know how we're going to put the next food on the plate. We don't know about the next contract. We don't know if we can pay our rent or our mortgage. So, we don't care about your federalism. When Justin Trudeau got re-elected after everything he did, federalism died. So I told my friend in the green shirt with the tattoos, tough looking dude out there, Albertans are the toughest, fiercest people on planet Earth. I have said right now, if he does not deliver the referendum on separation, in addition to not just the firewall letter, everybody here knows about the firewall letter, taking control of our police, our taxation, immigration, pensions, and firearms. Again, we're not, Justin Trudeau, get your hands off our guns. Get your hands off our guns. Because we know what communism right now. We've got the safest firearms community on planet Earth. We've got the hunters, the fishers, the sport shooters. We're the best people on planet Earth. Don't let anybody tell you different. Mr. Kenney, this is the first one. We could only hold 900 people on short notice. It was meant to be bigger. Calgary will be bigger next time, right in your backyard. Is this? You get your choice. Be the first president of Alberta, or watch yourself and your UCP voted out in 2023 and drift into political irrelevance. Is that a good plan? Is that a good plan? Is that a good plan? Jason Kenney can implement the, so I talked about the firewall, but we're adding it from industry, pulling out of employment insurance. Who got help? Did anybody get any real help for employment insurance during the downturn? No. $1.6 billion loan, got to pay back with interest. Thank you, Amarjeet Sohi. Glad you got elected out. We are pulling out of CMHC. And the Alberta Treasury branch will back it up. We don't need Canada. We don't need Canada. We are hard-working, decent people who don't take other people's stuff. We come together in times of trial. The High River flood and the Slave Lake fires and the Fort McMurray fires. We take care of our own. We take care of our neighbors without putting our hands in their pockets or walking into their houses and raiding their cupboards. We, and our big supporters, we got veterans, police officers, paramedics, firefighters, you name it, oil field, agriculture. Again, don't forgive me if I missed out on you. Everybody supports us. So there's this. The difference between now and 1980 is the situation is more dire. We've been through this. We've been through Trudeau #1. And we've got Justin Trudeau the son. And back in the day, he wanted to have a celebrity boxing match. Well, guess what? You're going to have a celebrity boxing match with every single one of us here in Alberta. I'll give you a celebrity boxing match. Say we're right wing or left wing. Just like any good boxer, I've got a hard right hand. But you know what? I know how to throw some good left jabs and some heavy left hooks when the time comes. This is not left wing or right wing. This is about Alberta first, Western Canada first. You've got something coming, Justin Trudeau, Eastern Canada. Congratulations, no more conservative governments for you, but not on the backs of Western Canadian money. Because you know why? Because the difference this time around is we've seen it before, we've been through it before, we've been through the fire week, all come together these times. Albertans and Western Canadians have toughness, integrity, and the will to win. Here, here. Here, here. As Kathy said, we're going to do this together. We're going to win together, we're going to come together, we've come together, and we are going to leave together. Alberta is the best place on planet Earth. It is going to be a city on a hill. It's going to be a light to the nations. This place is going to be the best place in the world to live, to play, to build a business, and to retire. Brothers and sisters and my fellow Albertans, the door to our freedom is locked from the inside. Won't you join me today? Won't you join us today? Won't we be WEXIT together today? Because no silver spoon Prime Minister from Quebec can stand against the resolute will of 4.3 million Albertans. No, I don't have a chance to answer every single person's question today, and whether you agree or disagree with the plan, there's the plan. It's a new political reality. It's a new day. This is the reality. So there's a choice. Do we want to be ruled for the rest of our lives by Justin Trudeau or somebody worse, or are we going to choose our own freedom?
Hell no, we want to go.
The West wants out. The West wants out. The West wants out! 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 God bless each one of you. God bless Alberta. God save the West. It's going to be great. Next time around, we're going on our constitutional tour all throughout the province, our citizen initiative. our citizen-led collaborative initiative to get, again, we've got a couple more rallies and then we'll be done for Christmas, but stay tuned. We're going all across the province. We're having our citizen-led collaborative initiative to drive a constitution for a sovereign Republic of Alberta. God bless each one of you.